Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
To local news now, it doesn't get much lower than stealing from a charity, but that's exactly what happened at the East Side Mary Brown's early Tuesday morning. This security video shows a man smashing the glass and taking off with the charity donation box in 20 seconds. Restaurant owner Tyler Jarvis posted this video on social media, and it didn't take long for people to react.
People are angry, right? Then you come in and you steal from a charity and you target it. I mean, it's not something people like to hear. And it's not my money that they stole, it's the customer's generosity.
That's scraping the bottom of the barrel, it really is, and I hope they catch whoever did that.
Police are hoping someone will recognize the man in the video and call Lloydminster RCMP at 780-808-8400 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. The money in the charity box was being collected for Special Olympics Canada. It's believed there was about $100 inside. Over 1,600 Canadians are added to organ wait lists every year. Many successful transplant recipients are happy to share their story, especially during the National Organ and Tissue Donation Week. In this week's Healthy Living, Annika Notveit catches up with a local woman who's done more than she's ever expected since receiving a new kidney.
I want to do 20 kilometers, and some of the athletes do.
Donna Creelo-Lorenz laces up. She's got training to do. But running wasn't always on her mind. Before a transplant that extended her life in 2004, she was on a race against time.
We thought my dialysis would be very short term, 3 to 6 months, but there just were some complications, both for myself and all of the testing for the living donors, so it ended up stretching out to about 18 months.
Her kidney was failing her.
It was difficult. I had 2 children at home that were high school age, and they could see that I was, failing, getting sicker and sicker.
And her husband says it wasn't always easy, but helped in any way he could.
Just being there, just encouraging. Just hold her hand, yeah.
Many aspects such as recipient health and surgeon availability have to fall into place for a transplant to happen.
It's just all about hope, hoping that it's going to happen, hoping that it's going to be successful.
And Donna says the best way to celebrate that success and thank your donors by making the most of a second chance at life. Competing in the Canadian Transplant Games is her way of doing just that.
When you know you're going into the games, it spurs you to get into the training mode, which is something that I never did, prior to being transplanted.
Bowling, swimming, running, Donna likes to try it all and is excited for the next games in Toronto.
It's very impressive, all her training. She's very dedicated person when it comes to training.
And she has one word for all those waiting.
Well, you always have to have hope. There's no doubt about it.
Annika Notveit, Newcap News.
The calving season has been good for area producers. With beef prices riding high, it's a good time for the industry. In this week's agriculture report, Gerard Lampow visits one area producer as he gets his calves ready for sale.
Well, I'll be doing a combination of both. I'll sell a few in the fall and keep some for the grass market in the spring.
This area producer standing to his herd following calving season. Cattle prices are up and cattle ranchers are literally making hay while the sun shines, as they know that was not always the case.
Some people like to market them in the fall. They like to grow them up as fast as they can and then get them to market, September, October.
After calves are born, it's important to understand the process between birthing and getting them to market. Everything from vaccination to when they can feed in the pasture on their own.
Some people like to calve a little later and maybe market them in the spring here and try and catch a grass market.
Cattle producers have seen tough times, and this producer recommends a fallback position.
And even in farming, unless you're a big operator, it's good to have a trade or something else that you can do when times aren't so good.
This second-generation rancher is following in his father's footsteps as he gets the calves ready for market. They feed on hay now, but when the grass turns green, they will graze on their own. The present bullish market gives added reason for optimism.
There's future in the ag now. It looks promising. The grain end of it could be a little better, but maybe that'll come back. And the cattle sector, well, it's never been better.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.